Here we can see this interesting experiment, so could you talk about it?
Yeah, I'm Michael from the Matsky project of PWR in space. We're on the Polsa booth, and we have our newest project of some sort, an experiment that we're going to be doing on the Parabolic flight with Novespace, that's a company from France, a part of the French Space Agency. We take part in the ESA Academy Experiments program when we're going to be doing a validation or a test of the soft robotics gripper that you see here. It was called in the paper an active entanglement gripper because you have the filaments. When you put pressure in them, they entangle around objects and catch not only the object but also each other. So in a sort, so that we can grasp various types of objects and not have the gripper adapt to the object itself. We'll try to see if it works in microgravity. It was only tested in water, in oceans, in seas by the inventors from Harvard, and we just want to try as the first step if it works in microgravity. Then a motivation of some sort for the whole thing is to have it be a delicate gripper for working with plants in zero gravity conditions. So, for example, if we want to do space farming and other sort of stuff, automation of these operations, it would be great if it works. For sure, and also if some material science is done, maybe someone wants to develop a silicone that is really good for space without outgassing, then it could be used for cleaning of Earth's orbits from orbital debris. So satellites that are not operational, upper stages of rockets, or even some other debris that was created by destruction of satellites or collisions. That's true. Yeah.
So basically this is a piece of silicone,
Yes.
and it's got a hole that is off center.
Exactly.
And when compressed air is flowed here, it expands on this side and so it bends.
Exactly.
And it bends so much that it basically coils up.
Exactly. And surprisingly enough, you need a really low pressure to operate it. It's around 1 bar.
Okay.
So it's really low pressure. For the experiment, we're going to be using just a small compressor and a tank, and then a pressure reducer just after the valve.
And so this would be the gripper?
Yes, this is one of our prototypes. This is 9 filaments, but for the flight we're going to be using a 12 filament one. So this was on an early stage of the project when we decided we want to change to 12 to be able to grasp with more force.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to say at this point because we're going to be testing that in the next week, basically. But from the testing that we've done already, it wasn't a perfect setup. They were not set up to grasp in the middle, because we need to get them so that the hole, when they curl, they curl to the middle of the object to grasp the object the best way possible. So they weren't set up exactly perfect. We had only around 6 or 7 because they break easily at this point. But we managed to get around 280 grams of force with a really bad setup. So it's looking like maybe 10 newtons. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, that's quite a bit for such a...
Yeah, and it's soft robotics, so we are just gonna be doing, this is the test object we're gonna be using, by the way. So we are just gonna be doing a grab on the test subject and then pulling and trying to see at which force the soft robotics gripper just slips from the object.
So of course you will achieve a higher force if you allow it to be gripped and then put on it, than if you try to grip it whilst it's being pulled.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna be also doing a second test object that is gonna be a sphere with touch sensors on it. So we'll be able to count how many points of contact the gripper has with the sphere. As the sphere is a really harder object to grab for the hardest possible. Not ideal. The tree is ideal for this type of gripper.
So this year IAC is in Milan, but in 2027 I believe it's going to be in Poznań. And so what do you think about that? How has it been organized?
We were trying to have EAC in Poznań, second year in a row. We tried last year in Azerbaijan. Unfortunately, Turkey won that one for 26. And this year we had the vote today, and Poznań won for 2027. So we'll see each other there, I hope. We'll be able to showcase a lot of more from our project, I believe, and it's a nice opportunity for the space sector in Poland.